It's the Cable MTG Show.
A Mox for little old me. I can see this doing well. Sounds like more clicks to me, Derp. And then you're taking vault damage for some reason. I've been on a strict mind kick lately, but I'm gonna take this Bowmasters. What's good? Well, I don't have to get up early for jury duty tomorrow. That's pretty nice. If we'd taken the strip mine over the Bowmasters, we'd be on this Ren and 6 now. Angling for red aggro. With the Bowmaster, the being blue is like a little bit more attractive because like pairing it with the draw 7 is kind of nice. Ephemerate would be kind of cute. Think about Troll. Think about Strix. Let's grab Strix. Sewers for me. Was I called off jury duty? I went in. They put us all into a group of like 23 people, and then they asked us a bunch of questions, and then the two attorneys deliberated. I think they like each picked like 5 people to send back. Would have been fine, wouldn't have minded that much, but pretty excited to sleep in tomorrow. Waking up at 7 a.m. is a bit early for me. Yeah, the pick ban phase. Mana's starting to take shape. Oh yeah, Seastone. The original date that they called for me was on my literal wedding day. But they had an email form you could just fill out and be like, hey, you should probably use me for a different different date. It was pretty convenient. The Luigi hat I was wearing, yeah, right? Someone picked strip mine and passed red and 6. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be in red and 6 colors to take a strip mine. Strip mine's pretty good. We're talking about using peremptories for a juror's convenience. I mean, the judge literally asked us if anyone would have any, like, particular hardships serving, and no one raised their hand. It would have been very easy to get out if that's all you were trying to do. Because it was a case where they, like, relied on police testimony. So all you'd have to do is be either, like, my dad's a cop and cops could do no wrong, or I hate pigs, all they do is lie. This is a hell of a pack, huh? Watergrave, Arid Mesa, Mind Twist, Caracas, Teferi, Chrome Mox, Crab. Not going to be a super good Chrome Mox deck, I don't think. I think I would take Teferi over Chrome Mox. I'm leaning Caracas right now. Caracas Plagon is, like, kind of cute. I'm wondering if I can give up, like, some quality fixing. Very hard for me to pass Bombardiers. But I think that's going to be a pretty aggressive splash at this point. Let's grab Remand. What makes Plagon good? It draws cards. I'm going to grab Spell Seeker here. We're kind of building around this Ephemerate, and I can just tutor for it. I like Voice of Victory a lot. The Containment Priest is actually very awkward with my Ephemerate. I think I'm just going to grab Creeping Tar Pit here. Hey. Well, Draw 7's just got very, very good between Orcs and Shielded. Spellseeker should really be able to grab Snuff out. I like the Lauren and the Flicker Wisp a lot here, but I also like that Dark Slick Shores. It's kind of tricky to balance. I'm going to grab the Flicker Wisp. didn't have the potential to financially ruin people in the U.S. I could see that happening. Like making people lose work and stuff. I think most places would give you excuses for that if it causes like actual financial hardship. At least they did here in Madison. Doom. Hey, Doomwake. Hey, Doom Raiders. I think I'm gonna grab the Sarah Paragon. We've got a lot of juicy ones to rebuy. Urborg always tempting. Crab is a very funny one to blink. Just actually getting the crab down might be tricky, though. Yeah, I like the Get Lost. I'm going to take the Triumph, though. We have so many comes to play tap lands. In excess of comes to play tap lands, maybe. Let's give Doomwake a shout out. Y'all should follow Doomwake if you have not yet. Super quality streamer. Good taste in formats, decks, music, everything. You think Shielded is underrated? I think so too. We basically trophied off of it earlier. Feels like an Emperor Bones deck. I think I want that Godless Shrine. I think we just like need all the fixing we can in a 3-color, color-intensive deck. An on-color fetch would go hard here. Here's something worth thinking about. Do we have the blue count for Force of Will? It's about like half right now. I think I dig it. Psychic Frog. Palace Jailer is also like a really good one for blinking. It was one of the cards I was thinking about when we initially went into this archetype. I'm not going to take it over Psychic Frog, though, especially since we just picked up the Force. One more blue card to pitch, huh? Yeah, Feely would be nuts here for sure. Fractured Identity. Alright. Alright. Let's see. We need like 7 more playables. I'm gonna grab that duel anyway. Oh yeah, we got filler we can run if we absolutely need to. Esper Control. That's how you'd put this deck. Looks a little mid-rangey for me. A lot of value blink stuff. Absolutely tacos. Those are worth getting excited about for sure. I'm gonna grab this Prismatic Ending. Necromancy can be solid. I don't think it's great here. We don't have like a bunch of ways of like killing the opponent's creatures. I guess you could like turn 2 Frog, turn 3 Bin Overlord, and reanimate it. Was Mind Stone in consideration? No. For Mind Stone, you want to be jumping your curve from 2 to 4. You want to be like zooming along. This deck's like pretty happy chilling at 2 for a while. So Thraben's a little blinkier. I think I want Lingering Souls here, though. Oh, Thraben also gives you an extra card off Plagon. That's kind of cool. Might actually play Cecil just to have an early game play. Yeah, I almost like that Dark Ritual. Beautiful Flicker Wisp deck, huh? Oh shit, what up? Hey, Tactical Rangers. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 79 months. Tactical Rangers says, holy! Guess who just came back from visiting Napa Valley? Am I a big wine boy? I am not. Sounds like you had a good time, though. Yeah, let's see if we can get away with the Ancient Tomb. I don't think we can, but we can check. Yeah, that thing is not. Mana's not going to be as good as you might expect from all these duels, because we don't have any fetches. So this would be 9 black sources. Only 5 blue sources, not enough blue. 10 white. This is 889. I wonder where they put the basics there. You think we're going to free it 3-0 because of the frog? There's a few cards here that could lead to a 3-0. I could see us stumbling on our mana. But yeah, Frog, Orcs, Shieldred all tend to like punch above their weight. And then we got a Mox here. Spellseeker finding Dark Ritual makes this stuff a little bit more castable. Hey, we got ourselves an opponent here. Could use some more white man over here. So now the plan is to Spellseeker for Ephemerate. Ephemerate the Spellseeker. Hope to collect some value. We'll see what the draw is, though. See what the play is. Nadu, hum. Kind of hoping they don't kill me with their Nadu. Felt crazy to you that Nadu's a 3-4. It's kind of weird, right? Yeah, Nadu, kind of an infamous misstep, hum. When someone on your dev team has to like literally write an apology article, probably not ideal. The ward on the Lobster Boots is very annoying here because I can't run out the Shieldred and absent the Volborn. Be a mana short. So I guess I'm just supposed to like Flicker Wisp the Tyrant pass, which I kind of hate because I'm still not getting the Shieldred or Teferi down. Right, old man? And then it seems like a lot of recent mistakes were like last minute adjustments for EDH. And the argument that I just needed to switch playlists. We went through most of this one yesterday. Yeah, the argument that Morrow makes is that like we don't see all of the last minute changes that that fix things. It made sets better. And I'm like willing to believe that those exist. But it also seems weird to like hire constructed pros to come in and then change a bunch of things and not let them see the file again. Both Hagak and Nadu were intended for EDH play and weren't really like thought about for constructed that much, I guess. Feels like a flaw in design philosophy somewhere, but I'm just a humble streamer. Oh, Lingering Souls looks atrocious here, huh? Some minute has to be last minute. That's true. At a certain point, though, you're making changes when people don't have the chance to look at the file again or test or what have you. It seems kind of self-defeating. Right, Dragonheart? I'm with you. The idea that at a certain point having changes only be nerfs only makes a lot of sense. And toning down sets power level, maybe a step in the right direction. Skull Clamps -1 was supposed to be a nerf, yeah. I also recommend hiring people that have played the game before. That would be related, I guess. A controversial take. They've done that multiple times. You'd think after they tried Homelands, they'd be like, all right, Only people who know how to play the game. We gave the janitors the keys. Didn't go well. Failed experiment, worth trying. Was Skull Clamp very obviously broken on release? It was! One of the most obviously broken cards on release of all time, I think. Like, I think you had to literally equip it once. You're like, oh, fuck. What are they doing? Doesn't help that Skull Clamp came out when goblins and elves were everywhere. I guess. I don't think the best Clamp decks were even the creature decks that it automatically just slapped into. Maybe Ravager, right? So Karakas can bounce Nadu, but then they just replay it here. If I drawn a land for turn, I could have Karakas bounced Nadu, paid for the Lava Spur, and then remanded on the replay. Umezawa's was pretty broken. That was one that I actually had to play with to realize how oppressive it was. Well, that's bad for me, huh? I would not say that Luris is the most obviously broken card. It's probably Clamp. Or at least, that might be my vote. Oko and Jace the Mind Sculptor are both interesting in that they were both designed to be, like, pushed. They're both, like, the flagship card, and they overshot. I have a lot more patience for that sort of mistake. The comment that they, like, weren't targeting their opponent's creatures or something was weird, but apparently they'd also, like, changed it, like, a billion times in there. In the early access event for the Oko set, my first deck was Bant Control, playing 4 of the 03 that puts a land into play, and 4 of the and then the rest of the decks was just like Teferis and Okos, and I'm pretty sure I was playing the O2 that makes a food, just because I had like 8 premium 3-drops to play on turn 2. And the rest of the deck was just like card draw and sweepers and Krasis, you know? But that deck was nutty. And then I was like, alright, well, I guess I'll try blue-green energy or whatever. I was like, okay, well, this is nutty too. I played like 2 games with each of them. And then I was just extremely bored. I was like, alright, well. That's that, I guess. Have I heard of Heavy Temple? Is that the Satanic Doo-Wop band? I've seen them live. No, that's Twin Temple. Yeah, credit where credit's due. The fact that they only print 1 Planeswalker per set now is a drastic improvement, to my opinion. It's almost like necessary with the number of sets they're printing out. There'd be so many walkers otherwise, right? Well, fun, comrade. Yeah, I think I'm seeing High on Fire with Acid Bath. I don't know if there's going to be a third band. Right? They do warp limited a lot. Remember Green Devotion Mirrors? I do, yeah. I remember I was roommates with Dan Cicchetti at the time, and I asked him, and he came back after winning a Grand Prix that was all Devotion Mirrors, and I asked him how he managed to like not go to time every round, like what he did to like put himself ahead when there's like all these Devotion Mirrors around. Like how did he manage to like top 8 and win the event when there were a lot of other strong players that didn't quite land it. And he thought for a second. I kind of need to take the Guide of Souls. This is pretty rough, huh? Guide or Ocelot Pride. 5 energy there. I think we have to take the Ocelot Pride. It's not really winning either way. Anyway, I asked him like what he did, if he had any tips and stuff. And he said that the main thing that he did differently, or that he felt like he was doing differently, is when he was ahead, he was not afraid to spew value. Like, once you're, like, in a spot, like, you're almost certainly going to win the game, you no longer have to min-max all your decisions. You don't, like, once you've got, like, fucking 50,000 mana, you don't need to make sure that you get the extra, like, 3 mana for the turn. You can just, like, at a certain point, throw your cards into play as quickly as possible and try and kill the opponent. And that was a lesson that, like, kind of stuck with me. Was able to apply that to a few different formats and spots and such. Hey, comrade, thanks for 500 bits there. Think I'm fucked. That's what I think. Oh, I didn't see Spawn's star request 4 minutes ago. Hell yeah. Thanks to $6.90, Spawn. Oh, they just go to attack. And the next turn, the Overlord comes into play, and we have this Ephemerate. That could end up being really good, actually. Just like the best answer to that. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, iPod, thanks for 23 months there. This is going to be 6 power, 5 toughness. Kind of hate this, but I wish I just played the stupid angel out, huh? It's that trample is the thing. I can't just jump it here because the Inti gives it. Oh, I should have Caracas'd the Inti before we got into the combat, huh? There's no way I should have let them do that. Silly meme. I knew better. Sometimes you have to redo old mistakes, huh? Well, they've got a Caracas for my shielded, so my shielded doesn't do dick. Would have been a good one to bend to a frog, though. All right. Let's Spawn says a new gnome tract is trapped. Oh, really? Really recently? Kind of hate that attack. You gonna jump it? I think the insects can maybe serve here. If all they do is like inti pass again. That's a fucking bummer. Because he can pop my hole, get the Ocelot Pride back. Fuck. Original Kamigawa block. Well. This is not plugging along very well, is it? I kind of hate the, like, we have a Caracas, and we're still getting just rocked by their Caracas. One of the benefits of playing an 8-man is, like, if you're weak to a card, you can hate draft it. And you're just gonna, like, have way fewer runs where, like, your opponent just gets to brick shielded with Caracas, like, 3 rounds in a row, right? It's awkward because I can't board in, like, the Sorin or the Cecil as early game blockers against them because they just get bricked by Caracas a certain percentage of the time. And I was trying to, like, design around my own Caracas, you know, like, bounce my own Plagon, that sort of deal. But now it's, like, a big, huge liability. QQ, right? Little Strixie Wixie on turn 2. Unless they play Cat, I guess. I didn't mind Ikoria draft, but I think being salty about it is totally reasonable. What I want to know is, in a 40-card deck, when you only have one of them, how do they have them both every single fucking game? That's what I want to know. That's my question. How do you just always fucking have it? Alright, Crab Cake's got a request that's a little on the longer side. This is a track by Heavy Temple that was brought up earlier. Kind of cool-ass album cover, too. We have, like, birds that are dying or something. Are those bear dogs? I don't know what that is. Snakes and serpents and flame. Oh shit, what up? Hey Humanity, thanks for the sub, thanks for 93 months, I appreciate it. And Fab just days, thanks for 57 months there. Red pandas? Yeah, maybe. They're respecting the tar pit by not serving with the cat token there. Grave Titan landing. You think Triumphs were a mistake? Wow. What format in particular are you thinking about that with? You think Magic was a mistake? Well, it was definitely a mistake. Magic, Dungeons and Dragons, anything that embraces the art of dark wizardry. What were they thinking? These satanic influences on our youth. Breakdancing, yeah, I'd throw that in. That's where I'm coming from, Vic Desati, but I was like wondering if there was like a different format that I'm not really considering or something. Surveillance are so much better than Trilands, in my opinion. Oh shit! Hey, sup, Scrapple. Thanks to the saw. Thanks to 24 months of the 2 years. You just made some homemade onion dip. Mmm. Now you're set for some sweet evening cube chillin'. Sounds like a good time. So opponent is actually on 0 lands in play here. But they do have the turn 1 Ocelot Pride. Portable Hole on the Mox Diamond would have been sick. Okay, I guess they had the hole covered. Y'all ever have the hole covered? Oh, Flicker Wisp on that Mox Diamond, though. What about Flicker Wisp? Bolt the Frog, I fucking dare you. Some days your hole doesn't feel very portable. Oh no. Put it on their land just in time here. Oh yeah, I think Wizards is open to the idea that fetches might have been a mistake. Isn't that why they banned fetches in Pioneer or whatever? It formats with fetches, they're everywhere. Sort of. So one of the reasons so there aren't duels to get in pre-modern. And I know talking about pre-modern, it's not like a Wizard supported format or whatever. But people very often play 0 to like 2 or 3 fetches. Like some people play 4, right? But when they're played, it's because there's just like literally nothing. It's like some color combinations get pain lands, some get fetches, a few lucky ones get both. Kind of glad I didn't load up that frog earlier. How am I liking this version of the cube? It's one of my favorite ones in recent memory. There's always things that I would change. I'm always going to prefer like a slightly lower power format on the top end. I think that lets you balance your cube better. Okay, am I dead? If we were worried about that 6 damage, we could eat it with the frog. If it's dying anyway, though, I think I'm fine just taking the 6. You always want to do that, but you end up cutting Seething Song every time. Right? Seething Song never works for me. It's just like always worthless to flood. Oh, they're going to Talon Gates out the Primeval. Clever. That means I'm not taking 6 here, but also they don't lose their prime time. I shall take the 6. Hell yeah. Well, you got an answer, my frog. They do not. So, hopefully I don't need to like go back through that entire game. But I would just like to point out that my opponent played multiple Titans, and I only answered one of them, but I did play a turn 2 Psychic Frog, and I just got to win. I just got to win that fucking race. That frog's goddamn ridiculous. The first time I ever played a turn 2 Psychic Frog, and my opponent like ritual like Black Lotus out of Minsk and Boo on turn 2, and then my frog just like beat it. I was like, oh my god. This card's pretty good. Something I will say about Psychic Frog, now that I've played it a lot more since then, though, it does fall off. So, like, if you're gonna give it like a curve, it's never bad, right? It's never like a terrible card. It's always gonna be a good rate for a 2-drop. But like, it's like one of the most fucking busted things you can imagine on turn 2, and then it like steeply falls down. Whereas Bowmasters is typically not as good as Frog on turn 2, but it's like more of a flat line. Whereas it's like always good at all parts of the game. Bombardier is always good. Yeah, that's another good one. That's another good example. Often you don't even want to play Bombardiers on turn 3, right? You want to lead on your other threats. Did the opponent scoop to Flicker Wisp versus Mox Diamond? I think no, they hit a couple lands, but I think they scooped to Frog stuff. I don't know. No, they're asking about the previous match, Tacos. No black mana. That's a little better. Card's great against them, but I kind of need land drops, specifically white mana. So I'm just going to bin the old fractured here. The turn 2 Dargon, you love to see it. The Lingering Soul should be able to block it for a bit here, though. But Teferi... That was not what I intended to do, but now that we're here. I meant to run out the Paragon with the idea that I could get back the Emperor Bones next turn and flashback Lingering Souls. So the idea behind this ephemerate is they're just not going to be able to do shit. Good evening, Lissarian. I'm supposed to blink Strix there. Because Strix could find me not a hit for duress. Let's pull Dark Ritual out of the deck, actually. Holy shit, Lissarian. Gifted some subs. Congratulations to Boss Hoss 9, Ilushared, TCG Jin, Timir Q, and Cosmic Coil. Very cool. Thanks, Lissarian. You purged a bunch of your subs that made the cut this time. Oh, thank you. Sure thing, boss. A lot of different ways to deal with this, right? Including absent it on top of your deck or whatever. I think this is good. Then you have to decide if you want to launch in the Overlord or play out the Frog. I think launching in the Overlord makes sense. We get some flyers. Oh shit, we're facing Demonic Tutors. Oh, I didn't bring back a card with my Paragon. I meant to bring back the Godless Shrine. Oh well. Little sloppy, but not the end of the universe, huh? Not the end of the world there. If you're dropping your whole hand to pump it, isn't that an all or nothing play with Psychic Frog? Yeah, but you don't have to.